But it's just, excited to keep playing, and I think the message to the team is that this is a Lipscomb tournament. This is a Lipscomb regional. We're not overlooking them. They're an excellent team. I've known Coach Forehand for a long time. They run an awesome program. Be a huge challenge. They've got the ASUN Pitcher of the Year. They've got over 100 home runs, 100 stolen bases. I mean, it's an excellent team, so we will have all of our energy locked in on this and not overlook anything. So excited to keep playing and know we've got a huge challenge ahead of us.
How does I'm assuming the mindset doesn't change, but postseason baseball, I would think, can be a little bit different than regular season based on how you use the pitching staff and that kind of thing. What changes in postseason baseball?
Nothing really. I mean, it's another tournament. It'll be just another Friday, and we'll just try to do our best to shrink the moment and just make it about baseball between the white lines. And there'll be a lot more people here. It'll be a lot louder. It'll be a bigger stage and brighter lights. But we just have been doing so good about not letting that really factor in, and just keep it about each other and just keep playing good baseball. So for us, it's the focus will be on our mindset and how we play. And we'll just try to keep it as simple as that moving forward every game.
Do you know anything about the other teams in the bracket?
I just know about Lipscomb. As soon as we saw that's who we're playing, I immediately looked him up. And I've known Coach Forehand for a long time, and he does a great job and has always done a great job. So his team will be ready. There's no doubt. So we're locked in on Lipscomb right now, and I know we'll watch video and plan scouting reports for Charlotte and Tennessee as well, but in terms of just where our mindset is, it's on Lipscomb.
You talk about those Christmas-like moments, those celebratory moments. This is certainly one of them, and I know it was maybe a little bit less anticlimactic because you guys knew you were in, you knew you were seated, you worked hard to get there. But these moments, and to be able to share this, see those guys, you're all here for that big moment. Just what's this feel like? It is another one of those things, another memory, another building block you guys are putting on this year.
Yeah, I mean, any dog pile and anything we're celebrating in this great sport, it just anchors in relationships and friendships for life. I mean, we have a part of our shared language is teams that win together stay together, and and it's just to know that no matter what, this is a team 126 that will be celebrated. Be in the end zone of Death Valley, and it's just so you just want to keep building your story and building your journey, and like to think that page 126 of the Clemson baseball history book is still being written, and we'll do our best to prepare this week and to continue to have those celebratory moments. But right now it's a Lipscomb tourney, and that's just where we got to keep our focus.
For you guys, the benefits of the long lineup you've had, it seems like everyone's been delivering, and I would think it allows you to maybe hit and run here or there or do other things. I think it's been a huge part of the story. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, the first 31 games were 17-14. We're 2-8 in conference, and just made a decision that if we're going to do this, we're going to do this by pulling out all the stops, and there's nothing that we won't do. I mean, in the championship game, if you guys noticed, we ran a first and third half steal in the first inning. Like, who does that? But we do, and we just started playing better once we started doing hidden ball tricks and gadget plays, and just having a little more fun playing baseball.
As a baseball guy, how much fun is that?
It's awesome. Yeah, I love it. And it's just, and we'll have to keep that, we'll have to keep that mindset. We're not going to add any expectations to this. We're going to keep playing like we've got house money, because we do. Our season was over after 31 games. We're going nowhere fast. We know what the other side feels like. And so for us, it's like we got nothing to lose, and we're going to keep that mindset and keep having fun playing ball as long as we can.
You ever had a team that hits this well with men in scoring position or getting 2-out RBIs?
It's an area of focus for sure. I mean, 2-out RBIs of all the programs I've been associated with, going back 21 years to Clemson the first time, to the playing days at East Carolina, to Vanderbilt, Maryland, everywhere, Michigan. It's always been an area of focus because they're just such a momentum creator for your offense, and demoralizing on the other side as well for the other team. It's just something that, those RBIs are worth their weight in gold. It can extend an inning, and for us, it's been a priority since day one. Just those types of plays that just take that extreme mental focus to be able to deliver in those clutch situations. And you have to be able to train that way. You have to train in an environment where you're speeding them up. You get the heart rate going a little faster. You put something on the line. mean, if we just hit off a tee all day, maybe we couldn't execute in that. But we train for those situations, and our guys have been able to deliver in them. But it's hard. It's very hard. And so, proud of our guys for being able to extend innings the way they have.
Looking at the bigger picture of the tournament, there's 2 other teams from this state, not only in the tournament, but hosting. How big of a deal is that for this sport in this state to be able to say, there's 3 teams here that are really good and could compete and will compete for a national championship?
Yeah, no question. I think it speaks to the caliber of the talent in this state of college baseball. And you've got, those other 2 teams who have won national championships, and Clemson looking to add to that list. But both teams, all 3 teams thinking that, they can compete for trips to Omaha every year, and really a lot of the other teams in this state as well that, and in this region, that just the caliber of baseball is outstanding. I can just speak from a recruiting standpoint. Recruiting in the Southeast, the caliber of baseball of the high school player, of the travel ball player, it's just a very advanced player. These kids have just had a lot of repetitions from a young age playing baseball, and they just have an advanced skill set, and they bring that into the schools that they go into throughout the Southeast and create the high level of play you see in these conferences.
And
Looking at
watching,
y'all's schedule, you'll host this weekend, and then also potentially if you win this weekend, you'll be home
we're
this
not-
weekend. How big
yeah.
of a deal is that for you?
Not even like it's a Lipscomb regional, it's a Lipscomb tournament. I told our guys, do not for 1 second look at the matchup of who's we're paired with. Start talking about Omaha. Nobody's going to Omaha after this weekend, and it's not how we're going to think. We're just looking at it as a Lipscomb regional, and we're going to shrink. The most important game we'll play all season is the next one.
so in that vein, watching other teams, guys are doing the floss. They're jumping up and cheering. Some guys are wearing masks. Your team, happy, but like we haven't won anything yet. Is that the way you like this mindset?
Yeah, it's that happy, not satisfied mindset for sure. But yeah, I mean we're happy. We're excited. We're excited to keep playing. But yeah, we truly feel like we've got house money. I mean, and we wouldn't feel that way had we not gone through it. And, got drugged through the mud for the first half of the season, where Team 126 was going to be a team that was remembered for nothing, and now this is a team that will be, regardless of what happens this weekend, this is a team that will be remembered for one of the best turnarounds that Clemson baseball could have asked for, and a storylines for future generations of Clemson baseball players. Any time that any future teams hit a rough patch, to know that they are never out of the fight. Just look what Team 126 did in the middle of their year.
When you got the job, you talked about that year and when you were graduate assistant and what the atmosphere was like at Doug Kingsmore. How thrilled are you to kind of get to see that and see how hungry these fans are for Clemson baseball to do well?
Oh yeah, I think I'm most excited for our players. I'm second most excited for the community. To know that regionals are coming back to Doug Kingsmore Stadium, what that will do for local businesses, what that will do for this area, and just getting people excited. Seen it in softball. I think it's awesome that they're an elite team as well and hosting regionals. And when we can bring the postseason to Clemson in any sport, but especially in the diamond sports, it just does a lot to just boost the excitement, and gives people a lot to be able to rally around. So yeah, we're expecting a packed house, a loud environment, get those balloons out, do everything they can do to make this a 10th man atmosphere for us.
That championship run series that you made at Michigan, if there was one thing that you learned about tournament play from that, what was it?
Just to shrink the moment and not let anything get too big. You got to just shrink the moment to be about the white lines, and just make it about baseball and make it about each other. And this is the time of the year where we just want to keep playing, to keep 126 together as long as we can. And if we make that our focus and that's what we're playing for, I like our chances.
What's your favorite part of the home field? What's like the moment, the tradition? Is there a moment where like you have your like moment?
I don't know. Good question. I have never thought about that.
Well, then it's not a good thing. It's very polite of you, though. You can say like, I don't have one. I don't know. I'll let you know some other time.
I would I would have to think about it. I mean, keep in mind, this facility is so much different than it was 21 years ago. And, I honestly look at it, remember what it was in 2002, and then I remember the upgrades that they made when I was an opposing coach against Maryland, with Maryland against Clemson. I remember Brad Miller hit a triple in the 5th inning and won some dude in the stands a tractor. And I remember everyone going nuts. And I think my favorite things is just remembering what Doug Kingsmore used to be like in 02 and 2011 when I was here last, or the only time I was here with Maryland, and just the energy in the stadium. It truly was the toughest place to play in college baseball. And I think I'm most excited when thinking about it now is that we are making strides to return Doug Kingsmore to that level again as the most hostile place to play in college baseball. And maybe we can do it this weekend.
I think Coach Leggett made the road trips this year. So how exciting was it for you to have him in the dugout up in Durham to kind of be with you for that?
Yeah, I mean, we had some weather, but we didn't have lightning delays, but we had our own bolt of lightning with 7 in our own dugout. And that's what he is. He is a relentless ball of positive energy. I mean, he's a magnet. People gravitate to him. He's just got, a connection with everybody, and he does his 7 with 7 pregame at home games. He was able to do it in Durham, where he just for 7 minutes shares, some life wisdom with our guys and motivates them, and that's his superpower. He's a motivator, he's a mentor, he's a coach, and he's a Hall of Fame coach, but he's a Hall of Fame person. And so to have him back with the program, coaching the coaches, mentoring the players, just having his wisdom in our dugout, and he stands right next to me, so we talk about things all the time. But yeah, he's been a huge addition, and it's great to see him back with Clemson, because you think Clemson baseball, you think Coach Leggett, you think Coach Wilhelm, you think about all the players that played in both those generations, all the great players under Coach Lee recently, but Coach Leggett needs to be a part of this. He just does. And so to have him back fully immersed in it just feels right.
What's it like